Flicks,
where we combine our love of movies, our librarian sense of nostalgia,
and my lame jokes.
We'll be watching the first 30 minutes of a classically labeled chick flick and then talk about it.
Then we'll let you know if you should watch it or not.
Get ready to find your next lame love story. Hey everyone, we're back.
Today we are watching Dirty Dancing, which you can find on HBO. So, we are joined today also by Miss Jen.
Hi everyone.
She is here today because Dirty Dancing is her favorite movie. This was her recommendation, so we figured we'd bring her on to talk about it. So let's start at the beginning. We start with a family and they're driving down, I guess, a highway, a big road, and it's 1963, it's the summer, and we have a girl and her sister and her mom and dad. She says that she loves her dad and she seems pretty innocent. And then they show up at Kellerman's, which is like a summer camp for rich people. I was really confused. It seems like a rich adult summer camp. Am I wrong here?
It was like a resort.
Oh, it was a resort?
Like in the Catskills.
Oh, it was real?
I don't know if it was real, but there were resorts like that during that time period in the Catskills, yes.
So in the 60s, adults went to summer camp.
Pretty much.
Cool,
But
good to know.
Fancy one.
It was really fancy. The mom is the mom from Gilmore Girls.
Emily Gilmore.
Yeah, she's Emily Gilmore.
Yeah.
And the dad is Jerry Orbach from Law and Order. I never recognized that. I've seen this movie a long, long time ago as a kid. So now I'm connecting these people. I was a little shocked.
Okay.
The dad's a doctor. This is his first vacation in a couple years. They let us know that. And the owner, when they first get there, tells him about their new great dance instructor, which is setting us up, obviously, to meet the dance instructor. We get there, we immediately switch to the dance class where they're doing a conga line, which, I mean, is not the peak of dance, but I guess we'll give it to them. It's the 60s. The instructor is a pretty blonde lady who we don't really know her name yet. I think we find out later in the movie. Then we see Baby, and she stumbles onto the owner, who is telling the staff to like smooze people and kind of like yelling at them. And then a cool guy shows up and he's late, he's wearing sunglasses, and he tells him no funny business. So this is our main star of the movie, Johnny Castle, which Castle's a great last name.
It is. It's a good last name.
And he's like cool. So let's have a brief discussion about Johnny Castle, guys. You want to do this?
Love the sunglasses.
Yes.
Love the leather jacket. Looks very cool, especially when he's like standing next to like the wait staff.
Mm-hmm.
So I like Johnny Castle.
I don't remember having a crush on Johnny Castle as a kid, but now as an adult, I have a crush on Johnny Castle. I've grown to appreciate Patrick Swayze in Dirty Dancing. I'm just gonna put that out there for everyone. He is way cuter than I remember him being.
Yeah.
Miss Sam, I guess, agrees.
I agree.
So then the family's at dinner and we meet Robbie the waiter. We hear that he's going to Yale Medical School. We also meet Neil, who's the owner's grandson, who at first I thought was like kind of cool. I was like, okay, I don't really hate him. We learn that Baby is going to college and she's going to study economics and she wants to go to the Peace Corps. So Baby is definitely like, I want to do good in the world, which cool.
It seems they point that out a lot
Mm-hmm.
during the movie, that she wants to do better in the world.
Which
like,
is
it's
good.
a bad thing.
Yeah, right? I mean, they're kind of like making fun of her, like, oh, she wants to go to the Peace Corps, instead of like, oh, she's going to the Peace Corps. But again, I guess it's supposed to be the 60s and they didn't really look kindly on that kind of stuff. I don't know. We see Neil and Baby dance and it's super awkward. And then the Johnny and the blonde lady, who we find out is Penny, right? That's her name.
Yeah.
They dance and they're all cool. So the owner cuts it short and everyone else starts dancing lame again. So again, Johnny is super cool, way cooler than everyone else. That's kind of what we're setting up here, right? Yeah. Baby then gets roped into being cut in half and they give her a duck. Can we address this scene? Because I was confused.
What did she do with the duck? Like, what do you do with the duck after you're gifted it?
I don't think it was really addressed.
No, she just walks away with it, and the thing is like, all like jumping in her arms and.
But then what does she do while she's at adult summer camp
I think
with
we
the
just
duck?
forget about the duck.
Yeah,
Oh, the duck. It's just gone.
I think it's gone forever.
Then Baby escapes and ends up in the staff quarters where there is a raging party going on.
And she's carrying a watermelon.
Well, we find Cousin Billy carrying 3 watermelons, which, like, why do you think you can carry 3 watermelons?
He was trying to carry them all. And then
He didn't want to make a second trip.
Yeah.
I mean, I just have a grocery
It's
bag.
the same concept.
But it's watermelons, though. Know your limits, Cousin Billy.
Well, he did it, and then Baby helped him. So that's how we set up Baby meeting everyone.
Right.
So she gets there, she gets to the party, and Johnny's like, you can't go in here, but like, whatever. And then her and Johnny start dancing.
She's super awkward.
Which I have never really like felt another person until I felt Baby trying to dance. Because that's definitely me. Like, I 100% would be.
And when she first saw them dancing, she was shocked.
She was
distraught.
Which, like, maybe as a teenager growing up in the early 2000s, this was not dirty dancing to me.
But in the 60s, I think it's supposed to.
Yeah, in the 60s, I guess this was super scandalous. But growing up with terrible songs like we listened to, this was not like an abnormal thing to see at like a middle school dance, let alone adult summer camp. Johnny and the blonde lady, Penny, are dancing again together. We find out his last name is Castle at this point, which I remarked was fantastic. We find out that they're just friends, though. So everyone's like, oh, they'd be great together, but they're actually just friends. And then he starts dancing with everyone, and he dances with Baby. We switch to another scene back at the beach, and Baby and her sister are trying on wigs at the beach.
Was that a thing?
The 60s must have been weird, guys.
I don't know if that was a thing, but I did write that down as one of my favorite parts too.
That they're trying on wigs?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just
Different
funny.
hairstyles.
I guess it's like an easy way to do a makeover. I don't know, it was
I
weird.
think it's supposed to be like a fun activity.
Yeah.
Instead
it
of
was
like making a craft, you wear a wig
Yeah.
and change what you look like.
It's part of the adult summer camp.
Yeah.
We try on.
I guess. We then find that we see that Baby and Lisa, like, they're kind of dynamic. Mm-hmm. So Lisa wants Baby to cover for her, and she's like, yeah, I guess, whatever. It's this point we kind of find out that she's dating Robbie, the waiter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who we also find out is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
You want to discuss the whole Robbie-Lisa situation?
Isn't that later on?
Yeah, that's after.
Yeah, but I guess we could talk about it now. I mean, she does see them come out of the woods and they're yelling at each other, so that's kind of right after this.
He seems like a terrible individual.
He does.
And he thinks that he deserves everything because he's, I don't know, something.
Going to Yale?
Well, I wrote down a quote that Robbie said. He said, some people count, some people don't.
And he
So
says
I think
that.
that's Robbie in a nutshell.
And he says it while handing her a copy of The
The
Fountainhead.
Fountainhead, yeah.
I was like, what? I was a little confused. Yeah, he is pretty terrible. We do find out that Robbie eventually is the father of Penny's baby. So that kind of ties them all kind of together of how bad he is. This is right after we find out that Penny is pregnant, right? Baby walks into the kitchen and sees Penny crying in a corner. She's with Neil, who also is pretty terrible.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
At first I thought Neil was okay, and then he's just like, oh, I get all these girls. Like, yeah, okay, Neil, sure.
He said he's the catch of the county.
Yeah.
Because he, like, it's going to inherit 2 of these summer camp resorts.
I guess because he's rich.
Yep.
But, I mean...
That kind of seems like the dynamic, like the wait staff is like the rich people going to college, and then everyone else, like, has their own area.
Mm-hmm.
So we really see that dynamic.
Which, if they were rich, why would they be working?
I think he, like, purposely picked them to, like, wait on, because they're, like, the same. I think that was, like, I think he made a comment about where they go to school and stuff when they were having that meeting.
To try to impress people.
Yeah.
Sure. So Penny is pregnant. Robbie wants nothing to do with it, and she decides that she wants to get it taken care of, which is illegal in 1962, right? Yeah, I think Roe vs. Wade 1969.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is still illegal, so they gotta pay someone under the table. Baby goes to her dad and asks for money, and that's kind of where our 30 minutes is up. So we ended up with Penny being pregnant, it being Robbie's. Baby asks for some money to help her take care of it. And that's kind of it. We don't really know the main crux of the story, which is the whole dancing thing. We don't really get to that in the first 30 minutes, which is kind of disappointing. I don't remember there being this much backstory in Dirty Dancing.
I thought like the dancing started like a lot earlier.
No, did not. Not at all. We have all seen this movie, so we can't really make predictions, but we can tell you if you should watch it or not. So let's start with Miss Sam.
I'm gonna say you should watch it. It's a classic dance, like cute romantic comedy. I mean, I haven't seen it in like years, but I remember it being super cute. I think it's worth watching.
Miss Jen.
I think it's worth watching. After I rewatched the first 30 minutes, I did watch the rest of the movie again. The final scene in the movie is just so awesome. It's just worth watching just for that.
It's very iconic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. You should definitely watch Dirty Dancing. I also continued watching it because, like, I gotta see what happens. Again, I watched it a long time ago. I know the basic story, but there's a lot of things that I forgot about, like Patrick Swayze being super cute. So, yes, watch it.
Hi everyone, we're back, and I want to let you know that we're going to be watching Crazy Stupid Love next week.
I haven't seen it, so this should be real fun, guys.
Surprise, surprise, I have.